Hi, Beethoven. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that, I don't know, the weather's been a little nicer, and we've been able to use our backyard a little bit, so that's been nice. And I'm trying to think, nothing else really is going on with us. So I hope you guys are having some fun being with your family. I know that can also be a lot too. I love spending all my time with my kids, but it's also a lot of time with my kids too. Anyway, this week, okay, so we finished last week and we finished all of minuet number 2. Yes, minuet number 2. Now this video is gonna be only talk today, okay? So, and I'm gonna explain what's happening now, and it's just gonna be a talk. So what we've been doing is we've been working through this book called Suzuki Book 1 since you guys started. And you just finished the last song in book 1, okay? So this week, or actually last week, I sent home a bunch of packets, and almost every one of you picked them up. I think I'm missing 2 people, and you will get a phone call this week if you don't pick them up. But what was in your packet was this book here, which this is a really fun book because most of the songs are not that difficult for you. They're really not stepping up in new techniques. They're just kind of reinforcing what we already know how to do. And some of the songs you'll be kind of happy. There's Yankee Doodle, Ode to Joy, which you guys already actually do know. Let's see, one of my favorites is in here at the very end, Dona Nobis Pacem, and that's a really beautiful piece that we can get to a little bit later. And then also this last one called Ash Grove. So many of these I'm really looking forward to doing with you guys. But there's a couple more songs that I also put in your packet. This is the next book. So we just finished Suzuki Book 1, and this is the next book. It's actually just Suzuki Book 2. And so I photocopied a couple of the beginning pieces that we're also going to be working through. Well, how are we going to be working through this new music? Okay. I am going to start having weekly lessons. Now, I mentioned this in my last video, and I'm going to start contacting each one of you. So by the time you see this video, one of your parents should have gotten a text from me to set up a lesson with you. So today what I want to do is I want to run you through what I expect of these lessons so that we don't have to spend our time talking about it, okay? Your first lesson will go over what you've already done. We'll go over minuet number 2. So some of you have already gone over it with you, but I'm gonna be really picky about it. You know, I'm gonna make sure that you really have brought that piece up to a really high level, so you can already use the videos that I've done to help you get there. Okay. But from this point, we're gonna meet one-on-one with these lessons. Okay. I'm using FaceTime. I'm using Zoom. Other things that are convenient and easy for us to get along now, or rather for us to speak in person. Now, there's a couple things. First thing, when we have a lesson, the first thing you need to do is when we set a time, you need to set up a chair and your computer or phone or tablet, whatever you're using, and you want to find a spot that I can see you, okay? So I'm going to give you an example right now. So this actually is pretty good, okay? What I'm looking for is a view that's straight on. I don't want the camera to be, too high or too low, okay? Like that's too low, and so the view is really pretty off. What I find is, like a tabletop is a pretty good angle for it, okay? So you might want to play around with this before we have our lesson. Okay, the other things that I need to see, I need to make sure I can see your entire, your bow arm, okay, and so I can see your whole bow and your left hand. Okay, seeing it is, excuse me, never mind, I thought I had a sneeze. Seeing it is very important, okay? The next thing that you need to know is what I expect before a lesson. I need you to warm up before a lesson. These lessons are very different than our classes, okay? In our classes, we do a full warm-up together all the time. We go through things very, very slowly because I see you 3-4 times a week. In these private lessons, I'm gonna see you 1 time a week, okay? Which means you need to be warmed up. You need to have done all your scale routine and maybe even practice the piece that you're gonna play for me because you want it to sound its best so that I can really hear what you've worked on, okay? Sometimes we can be a little rusty at first and we need to review things, okay? I do too. And when I was younger and taking lessons, I also did this. I always practiced before a lesson. Just 10 to 15 minutes is about a good time, okay? So that's what I expect. So pick a place where you feel comfortable. Another thing is, I know that, you know, we live in close quarters, so do your best to find a room that's a little quieter, but it's okay if you can't. Do your best. And it's fine if your parents need to get your attention during a lesson. These are very informal. I know you live with your families too. So I understand that too. It's likely that one of my kids will barge in during lessons too, okay? I'm trying to think if I need to cover anything else for today. Not really. I noticed from the lessons that I taught last week, I noticed that there was a number of the students had not actually made it through all my videos. So my last video that I did was a playthrough, a complete playthrough of Minuet number 2. And I did it in 3 different speeds, a very slow, a medium, and sort of a performance goal speed. Get to those, try to make it to those before this. And we will start new repertoire once you pass that, okay? So I really look forward to talking with you guys. Just make sure you do your best to try to warm up and set the camera up in a really good place. And make sure you know, your parents will know about this, but tell your whole family about your lessons so that they can be aware of it too, okay? All right, I am so looking forward to seeing the rest of you. I saw Dulce and Marilyn and Alvar and Lisette this week, last week I should say, but I hope to see everybody else. And if you don't hear from me, it's probably because I haven't gotten an answer from your parents. So I'll have Miss Sarah contact a couple people that I still haven't heard from yet, okay? I look forward to talking to everybody and having lessons this new way. So this is it for our video this week. No videos. Make sure you've done all the old videos though, okay? That is the requirement. All right, you guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.